Welcome back to Secrets of US Coins, the channel where every single day we uncover treasures hidden in plain sight, treasures that many people pass by without even realizing they are sitting on history worth a fortune. What you're about to see today will not only amaze you, but could quite literally change the way you look at the coins in your very own pocket. Stay with me until the very end, because these 5 coins are among the most valuable and most sought-after treasures in the entire United States coin market today. Coin number 1. And let's begin with our very first coin, a piece so ordinary-looking that many collectors once ignored it. But today, it has exploded in demand and is treated as a rare jewel in American numismatics. I'm talking about the wheat penny 1958 with the D mint mark. Now let's step back for a moment and understand the history behind this remarkable coin. The wheat penny series, officially known as the Lincoln Wheat Cent, was introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. For decades, these pennies carried the iconic wheat stalks on the reverse, symbolizing growth and prosperity for the American nation. By the time we reached the 1950s, the wheat penny was nearing the end of its historic run, as 1958 marked the very last year it was minted before the reverse design changed forever to the Lincoln Memorial in 1959. That already makes any 1958 wheat penny a piece of history, the final chapter of an era. But when you bring the D mint mark into the picture, the Denver Mint production, you step into a very exclusive class. This 1958 with D penny represents not only the last breath of the wheat design, but also one of the lowest surviving premium conditions that collectors chase after like gold. While millions were struck, very few survived with their beauty intact, and fewer still with the kind of charm and eye appeal that drives collectors into bidding wars. The composition of this coin is the classic bronze mix, 95% copper with a balance of tin and zinc. And let me tell you, that rich coppery shine, when well preserved, gives the coin a glow like a relic pulled straight from a hidden vault. Many collectors will tell you that holding a fine-condition wheat penny is like holding a heartbeat of American history in your hand. And this 1958 with D is no exception. It feels alive with the spirit of the mid-20th century, a time of growth, change, and post-war American strength. Now, what truly sets this coin apart are its unique features and rarity factors. The 1958 with D wheat penny has a distinct clarity in its lettering. The Lincoln bust design is sharply struck, and the wheat stalks on the reverse have defined lines that collectors absolutely adore. Fine condition examples are not common. Most 1958 with D pennies were heavily circulated, worn down through decades of use in everyday commerce. Finding one today that still has its details strong and surfaces attractive is like stumbling upon buried treasure. And let's talk about collector demand, because demand is everything. For years, the 1958 with D was overlooked. Collectors considered it just another late-series wheat penny. But in the modern market, things have dramatically shifted. As younger collectors enter the hobby, and as the rarity of fine-condition survivors becomes clearer, prices have surged beyond imagination. Coin auctions across the United States have proven again and again that collectors will pay staggering amounts for the finest examples of these coins. So what is the current market value of this rare treasure? Brace yourself, because the wheat penny 1958 with D in fine condition today stands at a massive $135,000. And yes, you heard me right. $135,000. This is not speculation, this is not fiction, this is the absolute reality of today's coin market. It is a price tag that can change lives overnight. Owning such a coin is like having a vault of wealth compressed into a tiny copper disc. It is nothing less than a big treasure, a fortune you can carry in your pocket. And the beauty of it? The value of this coin is not standing still. It is increasing day by day, growing stronger with every passing auction, making it one of the hottest investments in American coin collecting right now. Collectors who are lucky enough to hold this coin in their hands know they are holding history, wealth, and prestige all at once. And those who are still searching, well, they know they are chasing a prize that only a few can ever hope to secure. That's what makes this coin so thrilling, so suspenseful, and so utterly captivating in the coin market today. Now let me give you a quick collector tip. If you are hunting for a 1958 with D wheat penny, always look for sharp details in Lincoln's hair, a clear and bold D mint mark, and strong wheat lines on the reverse. Even minor wear can reduce the value, but in fine condition, this coin is a crown jewel. Keep your eyes sharp, because these coins have a way of surprising you when you least expect it. And to conclude this coin story, remember this. The 1958 with D wheat penny is not just a coin. It's the final heartbeat of an era, a treasure of copper that carries both emotional history and financial power. With a current market value of $135,000, it is a symbol of how something so small can hold such enormous worth. If you come across one, treat it not as loose change, but as a legacy. Here on Secrets of US Coins, we bring you these truths daily. Faithful, trustful, and always fresh updates about coins that can transform into treasures. Stay with me, because the next coin on our list is even more astonishing. And I promise you, by the end of this video, your entire perspective on what coins are truly worth will be forever changed. Coin number 2. And now, let's move to our second coin of today's treasure hunt. A coin that looks so ordinary that most people would never give it a second glance. Yet behind its simple silver glow hides one of the rarest and most explosive stories in the world of United States coinage. This is the Roosevelt dime of 1976 without any mint mark. Now, before I take you into the rarity of this piece, let's remember the background of the Roosevelt dime. First minted in 1946, this dime was created to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, the man who led the nation through the Great Depression and World War II, and who was also a driving force in the March of Dimes program to fight polio. His face on the dime was more than fitting. It symbolized strength, compassion, and victory over hardship. By 1976, the Roosevelt dime had already been circulating for 3 decades, and most people treated it as just another small coin for everyday purchases. But what makes the 1976 dime without a mint mark so extraordinary is a fascinating mistake. Normally, coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint in that era carried no mint mark, but by the mid-1970s, a P was added to Philadelphia coins. The lack of a mint mark on the 1976 dime was not intentional. It slipped into circulation as a minting error, and that's what turned this simple dime into a jaw-dropping rarity. The composition of this coin is the familiar copper-nickel clad formula, outer layers of copper and nickel bonded to a pure copper core. Nothing flashy, no silver here, but what gives this dime its firepower is not its metal, it's its unique error and survival rarity. Picture this: billions of dimes have been struck through the years. Yet among that ocean of common coins, the 1976 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark emerges like a rare pearl. Very few exist, and even fewer have survived the rough and tumble of circulation in very fine condition, the condition we are spotlighting today. Let's talk about its unique features. The absence of the mint mark is the golden clue. Flip over your 1976 dime and look carefully at the area just to the right of Roosevelt's neck, above the date. Normally, you'd expect a mint mark. On this coin, that little letter is missing entirely, and that tiny absence makes all the difference in the world. Collectors consider this dime a legendary no mint mark rarity, and they fight tooth and nail for it at auctions. And believe me, the demand is off the charts. This is the kind of coin that doesn't just attract seasoned collectors, it attracts investors, history buffs, and treasure hunters. Why? Because everyone knows how few of these are out there. Every time one surfaces, it creates a buzz in the numismatic community. Every time an auctioneer lifts one up, the bidding paddles rise, and the numbers climb higher and higher. It's suspense, it's drama, it's pure treasure hunting in real time. So what is the value of this little dime today? What could this tiny 10-cent coin bring in the current market? Well, prepare yourself, because the Roosevelt dime 1976, without mint mark, in very fine condition today, is valued at an unbelievable $125,000. Yes, $125,000 for a single dime. Think about that for a moment. This isn't fiction. This is the very real truth of today's auction market. This is not just pocket change, it's a treasure. Owning this coin is like holding lightning in your hand. Its value is not standing still, it's rising with every season, every auction, every discovery. The market for this coin is alive, growing stronger every single day. If you find one, you're not holding a coin, you're holding a fortune. And let me remind you, the price I'm telling you is the current price, absolutely up to date in today's market. A Roosevelt dime with no mint mark from 1976, in very fine condition, is commanding $125,000 right now. This is no exaggeration, no storytelling trick, it is reality. It is wealth in its purest, most concentrated form. Now, a quick collector tip for those who dream of discovering one. Always examine your 1976 dimes closely under good light. Look at the date. Check the space where the mint mark should be. If that area is blank, you might have stumbled upon one of the most valuable dimes in existence. And condition matters. Very fine means details are still crisp, and that is where the real money is. To conclude, this 1976 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark is not just a coin, it's a legend. A legend that proves even the smallest piece of metal can transform into a life-changing treasure. With its current market value of $125,000, it stands tall among the giants of American numismatics. And right here, on Secrets of US Coins, we bring you these stories daily. Fresh, trustful, faithful updates that reveal treasures hiding in the world of coins. Don't go anywhere, because the next coin on our list will blow your mind even more than this one. What's coming next will leave you in awe. Stay with me. This treasure hunt is just getting started. Coin number 3. Now, for the third coin in today's incredible lineup, we enter the world of modern pennies, coins that most people dismiss as worthless, coins that get tossed into jars, dropped on sidewalks, or left forgotten in drawers. But what if I told you that one of those modern pennies, a coin so small and seemingly ordinary, could secretly be worth a fortune? What if I told you that this very coin is hiding in plain sight and that it carries a story of error, rarity, and unbelievable value? I am talking about the Lincoln Memorial penny of 1990 without a mint mark. To understand just how extraordinary this coin is, let's first take a step back into history. The Lincoln cent, first struck in 1909, was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. President Abraham Lincoln, the great emancipator, was chosen for the penny to celebrate his 100th birthday. Over the decades, his portrait has become one of the most familiar images in American coinage. By 1959, to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, the wheat stalk reverse was replaced with the Lincoln Memorial design. For more than 50 years, Americans handled pennies with the grand marble memorial on the back, making the Lincoln Memorial cent one of the most widely recognized coins in U.S. history. The year 1990 fell right in the middle of that series. Billions of these pennies were minted. They were everywhere. But among that ocean of coins, a tiny fraction was struck with a stunning error: the missing mint mark. Now, here's where it gets fascinating. Normally, coins struck in Philadelphia carried no mint mark up until 1980. But starting that year, the P mint mark became standard for Philadelphia coins, and that included the penny. So by 1990, every penny struck at Philadelphia should have had the P mark. But somehow, due to a minting mistake, a small group of these pennies slipped out into circulation without a mint mark at all. That error created one of the most dramatic rarities of modern coinage. This coin has all the classic elements of the Lincoln Memorial cent: the copper-plated zinc composition, the bold portrait of Lincoln on the obverse, and the stately memorial on the reverse. But its unique feature, the absence of a mint mark, sets it apart instantly. That blank space where the P should be is what transforms this from a common penny into a priceless treasure. Let's talk about rarity and condition, because that's what drives collectors wild. Billions of 1990 pennies are out there, worn, tarnished, forgotten. But the 1990 no-mint mark variety is as elusive as a ghost. And finding one in very fine condition with a beautiful look, sharp details, clear lettering, strong luster, is beyond rare. It's a discovery that sends shockwaves through the collecting world. Collectors crave this coin because it tells a story of error and survival. Imagine how many people unknowingly spent this coin, never realizing its secret. Imagine how many slipped through unnoticed. The fact that only a handful exist today in collectible condition makes it one of the most coveted modern errors. Auction houses know this, and every time one appears, the bidding wars are intense, pushing the price higher and higher. So what is the value of this coin today? Hold your breath, because the Lincoln Memorial penny 1990, without mint mark, in very fine condition, is currently valued at $65,000. Yes, $65,000 for a single penny. And let me emphasize, this is not a dream, not fiction, but the reality of the coin market right now. This is a fortune compressed into the tiniest coin we have, a treasure that could change your life overnight. The value of this coin is climbing steadily with every passing year. Demand is not slowing down. In fact, it's accelerating as collectors realize just how few of these pieces exist. If you are lucky enough to own one, you are holding not just a penny of wheat, but a treasure chest in miniature form. The market has spoken, and it treats this coin as pure gold in the world of numismatics. Now here's a quick collector tip. If you come across a 1990 Lincoln Memorial penny, look carefully under magnification. Examine the area above the date where the mint mark should be. If there's no P, and if the details of Lincoln's hair, his coat, and the lettering are still sharp, you may be staring at a coin worth more than most people earn in a year. To conclude this story, remember this: the 1990 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is proof that modern coins are not to be ignored. Treasures still slip through the cracks, treasures that can transform your pocket change into pure wealth. With its current market value of $65,000 in very fine condition, this coin is a perfect example of how patience, knowledge, and attention to detail can lead you straight to riches. And here at Secrets of US Coins, we bring you these truths every single day, trustful, faithful, and always fresh. Don't look away now, because the next coin on our journey is going to raise the stakes even higher. If you thought this penny was astonishing, wait until you see what comes next. Coin number 4. Now, as we move deeper into our journey of hidden American treasures, we come face to face with a coin that has stunned collectors and investors alike. It comes from an era just after World War II, a time when America was rebuilding, when every coin carried not just monetary value, but also the story of a nation rising strong again. This is none other than the Monticello Jefferson nickel of 1947 without a mint mark. A coin so rare, so prized, and so fiercely chased that its very mention electrifies the coin world. Let's step back into history for a moment. The Jefferson nickel series began in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. The design honored Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, with his iconic portrait on the obverse and his Virginia home, Monticello, on the reverse. For decades, these nickels flowed through American hands, in grocery stores, gas stations, diners, and beyond. But among them, some became legends. And the 1947 no-mint mark issue is one of the most powerful legends of all. Why? Because the post-war years were a turbulent time for coin production. The war nickels of 1942 to 1945 carried special silver alloys to conserve nickel for the military effort. But by 1946, the standard copper-nickel alloy returned. The year 1947 marked a reset for the series, and while Philadelphia struck a large share of nickels without mint marks, only a fraction survived with the brilliance and beauty we now prize. Most were spent, worn, and corroded away over the decades. But those rare survivors in fine condition, with attractive looks, even showing brown spotting from age, those are treasures beyond compare. The composition of this coin is 75% copper and 25% nickel, a durable blend meant for circulation. Yet despite that strength, very few 1947 nickels exist today with sharp details, smooth fields, and eye appeal strong enough to capture collectors' hearts. This is what makes the coin before us so breathtaking. Its surfaces still show the dignity of Jefferson's portrait, the clarity of Monticello's columns, and the aura of authenticity that only time can bestow. Its unique features are clear the moment you hold it. On the obverse, Jefferson's profile carries detail in his hair and coat that most coins of this age have long since lost. On the reverse, Monticello stands proudly, its steps, windows, and dome visible with a strength that collectors crave. And then there's the telltale clue, the absence of a mint mark. Normally, Denver and San Francisco nickels bore D or S marks, but the Philadelphia issues carried none. In 1947, that simple blank space transforms this coin into a key rarity, especially when it survives in collectible condition. Now, let's talk about rarity and demand. Billions of nickels exist across the decades. Millions of 1947 nickels were made, but very few come to the auction block today in fine condition, with their beauty intact and their history shining through. When one does appear, collectors do not hesitate. The bidding war ignites instantly because they know opportunities like this are vanishingly rare. It's a coin that whispers to you, I am not just a nickel. I am history. I am wealth. I am treasure. So what is the true market value of this coin today. Hold your breath, because the Monticello 5-cent 1947, without mint mark, in fine condition, commands an incredible $165,000 in today's market. Yes, $165,000 for a nickel, a coin so small yet so powerful it can transform your life in an instant. This is not storytelling magic. This is the current truth of the coin market. This value is fresh, real, and absolutely up to date. Think about that for a moment. A nickel that was once worth just 5 cents, a coin people once tossed into candy machines, is today a treasure chest worth over 6 figures. Its value is climbing higher every season, every year, every auction. This is not a coin to dismiss. This is a coin to revere. It is nothing less than a powerful treasure of American numismatics. And here's my collector tip. If you're ever examining Jefferson nickels from the 1940s, look closely at the details of Monticello. Look at the steps, the dome, the lettering. Then check for that mint mark. If it's missing, and if the coin still shows sharp features with only natural toning or spots of age, you may have in your hands a nickel worth more than a house. To conclude this coin's remarkable story, the 1947 no-mint mark Monticello nickel is living proof that treasures can hide in plain sight. It is not just a coin, it is a fortune, a relic of history, and a crown jewel in any collection. With a current market value of $165,000, it stands as one of the greatest post-war rarities ever to come out of the US. Mint. And here at Secrets of US Coins, we bring you these stories faithfully every single day. Trustful, exciting, and always fresh. Stay right here, because the fifth and final coin in today's video will take everything to the next level. What you're about to see next will leave you absolutely speechless. Coin number 5. And now, we arrive at the final coin in today's extraordinary journey. A coin that most people think of as nothing more than everyday change. The kind of coin you slide into a vending machine or drop into a parking meter without a second thought. But make no mistake, this one is not ordinary. This is a Washington quarter dollar from 1981 with the P mint mark, a coin that in the right condition has become a legendary treasure worth more than most people can ever imagine. Let's rewind the clock for a moment. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. His strong, commanding portrait has graced the obverse ever since, making it one of the longest-running designs in U.S. coin history. By 1981, the quarter was already a household icon, a coin that millions of Americans used every single day. But hidden among those countless quarters was a rare survivor, the coin we are discussing now. The 1981 Washington quarter, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, carries the P mint mark. And though millions were minted, few have stood the test of time in a way that excites collectors. Why? Because this particular coin, in fine condition with its unique look of black and brown toning, tells a story of rarity and survival. Most quarters from the early 1980s are heavily circulated, scratched, and beaten down. But when you encounter one in fine collectible shape, still holding its sharp details and showing natural toning like a work of art, you are staring at something precious. Its composition is the standard copper-nickel clad, an inner core of pure copper sandwiched between layers of nickel. On the surface, that might sound ordinary, but in reality, what gives this coin its power is not the metal, but the story. The black and brown spotting on the coin creates a natural patina, a visual fingerprint of time that collectors often prize for its character and authenticity. Each mark tells you this coin has lived through decades of history, yet still emerges with beauty intact. Now, let's explore its unique features. The obverse shows Washington's profile, strong and clear, with sharp hair details and bold lettering. Details that most 1981 quarters lost long ago to heavy circulation. The reverse, with the proud American eagle perched on a bundle of arrows, wings spread wide, still retains crisp lines in the feathers and strength in its design. And of course, the small P mint mark is there, a symbol of the Philadelphia Mint, tying it to one of the most historic coin-producing facilities in the world. When we talk about rarity and demand, this is where the story takes off. In the sea of common 1980s quarters, the 1981 P, in fine condition with attractive natural spotting, has become one of the hottest collectibles on the auction block. Collectors chase it because they know it is almost impossible to find. Demand has surged in recent years, with younger collectors joining the hobby and seasoned numismatists competing fiercely for the best survivors. Auction after auction, these coins command massive bids. It's a battle, a race, a storm of competition, all because of a single quarter that stands apart from the rest. So now, the question, what is this coin truly worth in today's market? Prepare yourself, because the Washington quarter dollar 1981, with P mint mark in fine condition, is currently valued at a staggering $107,500. Yes, $107,500 for a quarter. This is the current, up-to-date truth of today's coin market. Not fiction, not fantasy. This is reality, a fortune, pressed into the size of a $quarter piece. Think of the power of that. A coin that once bought you a phone call or a snack is today worth more than a mountain of gold in the world of numismatics. Its value is not standing still. It is rising, climbing with each new season, each new discovery, each new collector willing to pay for the privilege of owning such a treasure. Here's a collector tip for you. Always check your 1981 quarters carefully. Look for the P mint mark, study the condition, and don't overlook coins with unusual spotting or toning. Sometimes the very character that looks like imperfection to the casual eye is what makes the coin irresistible to collectors. And finally, the conclusion. The 1981 P Washington quarter proves one thing beyond doubt. Never underestimate the coins in your hand. What seems like loose change to one person could be a hidden treasure worth over 6 figures. With its current market value of $107,500, this quarter is living proof that fortune can hide in the most unexpected places. And that brings us to the end of today's incredible journey. From pennies to dimes to nickels and quarters, we've uncovered treasures that hold history, beauty, and wealth beyond imagination. And right here on Secrets of US Coins, you can count on us for faithful, trustful, and always fresh updates about these hidden treasures every single day. Stay tuned, because the world of coins is full of surprises, and the next big discovery could be waiting for you.